right, happy Monday morning, everybody. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. Hope everybody had a great weekend. My name is Harrison Graham. On today's show, I'm going to explore some surprise trade candidates, 5 Bears players that conceivably could be on the move. Now, I do want to make this clear, throw this disclaimer out there because I can read the comments out. Harrison, this makes no sense. They are not going to trade this player. Again, keyword surprise, but I think with all these players, there is a scenario that plays out that you could conceivably say, oh, I could see that happening possibly, depending on what happens between now and week 1. Okay, we will be live this afternoon, just like we are every single Monday, 4 o'clock Central Time. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you get notified on your phone or mobile device for when we are going live. YouTube should send out a 30-minute countdown as well. So don't miss out. Hit that sub button, turn on noties, and we'll see you this afternoon. Okay, our first surprise trade candidate is Braxton Jones. Again, surprise. I'm going to continue to emphasize that word on this video, but there is a world, considering he is recovering from injury, where one of Ozzy Trapilo or Kiran Amegadjie just takes that left tackle job. Now, am I banking on that? Am I sitting here saying that that's likely? And even if it is, would I just move Braxton Jones for the sake of it? No, it would have to make sense. You'd have to feel good not only about the guy who wins the job, but about the other guy too, because you would need a swing tackle still. So I don't think you would just trade Braxton Jones for pennies just because he wouldn't have earned a starting job in that situation. But he is recovering from injury, and it's unclear when he's going to be fully healthy. The word we keep hearing is by the beginning of training camp, he will be limited. So if he's not full go to start training camp, between now and then and really early on in camp, there are opportunities for Amegadjie and Trapilo to just take that job, right? And again, if that happens and if the other guy who's getting reps, you feel good about that player as a swing tackle, then the door could be open to consider trading Braxton Jones once he's healthy. Now, some other reasons to consider this. He is in the final year of his contract, so if you want to get something for him, you could consider trading him. Now, even if you let him walk in free agency, you could get a future comp pick. So it's not like if you know you're not going to bring him back, this is your only chance to get something for him. But there's no guarantees that, A, he'll sign a big contract with another team in the first place. So you've got that. Number 2, he is recovering from the injury. So maybe you don't like what you see when he is back, and you just kind of trade him for what you can get. And 3, you got the 2 other tackles, Amegadjie and Trapilo, and I do think they really like Trapilo, and behind closed doors, my guess is that the Bears would like him to take that job because then you have a 4-year runway, right, on his rookie contract, and even if he's about the same as Braxton Jones, you're just restarting the contract timeline because Braxton Jones, guys, if healthy, that's a player that'll probably make $15 million per year on the open market. Why? Because offensive tackles don't hit the open market, especially starting caliber ones. Like Cam Robinson got 14, 15 million bucks from the Texans. I think Braxton Jones is right up there with him, and he's younger. So to be clear, I don't think this is likely. I don't think really any of these are super likely, but these are just scenarios you work through as you start putting together your roster. And again, if one of Trapilo or Amegadjie takes the job and the other guy shows he can be a good backup, that is the scenario where Braxton Jones could get traded. Again, a lot has to happen for that to be the case, and you would still have to find a team that's interested and gives you a worthwhile pick because, again, if it's like a 6th or 7th round pick, you probably just keep him and try to play the comp pick formula game even if he's not going to be here long term. Would you trade Braxton Jones in those circumstances? Type T for trade or K for keep. If one of the Young Bucks won the job and some team offered you like a 4th round pick for Jones, I'd think about it. T for trade, K for keep. Let us know in the comment section below. Oh, this is going to ruffle some feathers. Javon Dexter Sr. Again, a player I like, a surprise trade candidate. The reason I am including him more than any other reason is new coaching staff, so you never know how new staff is going to feel about players who were here before. And B, look at the moves that they've made this offseason, and look how deep the defensive tackle group is. You go out and sign Grady Jarrett to a big contract. He is going to be here. How many times have we heard Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen say, yeah, the run defense really fell off with that Andrew Billings? He's back now. He's going to be on this team. Javon Dexter, obviously. You just drafted Shemar Turner in the 2nd round. He's going to be on the team. So that's 3 guys who are locks to be on the team if there isn't an injury. And then you have guys who may or may not be on the team. Chris Williams, who they tendered his contract for over $3 million, so unless he has a bad camp, I think he's going to be on the team. Jonathan Ford, who flashes a run defender and might be the best pure backup nose tackle option for Andrew Billings. Not saying he's a lock, but he's going to compete for a spot. I'm not that high on Zach Pickens, but he's still here. And then Dayo Odeyingbo, we've heard them say multiple times that he is going to rotate in at defensive tackle. So I just wonder if Javon Dexter doesn't impress in camp, is he like a sneaky surprise trade candidate, especially if a guy like Shemar Turner's ready? Like if Shemar Turner comes in and is already as good as Dexter, if not better, then where does Dexter fit in the pecking order? Is he like your fourth defensive tackle? Like you could probably get something for him with 2 years left on his contract. Again, I'm not banking on that. I still like Dexter's upside. I thought he took steps forward last year, but he's not great against the run. His get-off is still inconsistent. And again, it's a new coaching staff. Dennis Allen may not be that high on Javon Dexter. I'm not sure. Long way to go. Again, this would be more of like training camp of the preseason has played out, and they're looking at their depth chart and they're like, oh, God, he's like our fourth or fifth guy. Could we get like a third, fourth round pick for him maybe? So we'll see how it plays out. I expect Dexter to be here. In fact, I think he could be used as an edge sometimes as well. Excited for his future, but a name to monitor just depending on how the offseason goes. Okay, we are sponsored by Rocket Money, a personal finance app that can help you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions and help you save money in a lot of different ways by monitoring your spending overall, and you can even lower your bills to help grow your savings. On that front, you can upload your bills to the Rocket Money app, your cell phone provider bill, your electric, your energy bill, whatever it is, and they're going to kind of surf around and find the best deal available and sometimes lower those prices by up to 20%. If you're spending $100 on your phone bill, you might find a better deal for $80 per month. Rocket Money is going to do that for you. They're also going to help you get rid of those subscriptions you no longer want. They'll list out all the things you're paying for on a monthly basis: streaming services, online newspapers, delivery services, and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I'm spending that much money on that many services, half of which I don't even use. And if you want to get rid of some of those, you just, with a few taps of a button, can cancel those within the Rocket Money app, and they will kind of serve as a middleman for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and counting, and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 per year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions today and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. That is rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. One more time, link is in the comments and in the description. rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. Start saving money today with Rocket Money. Okay, we're going to kind of bunch two players in together here. Again, surprise trade candidates. I'm not advocating to trade for any of these players. Tyreek Stevenson, Terell Smith, a couple of cornerbacks entering year 3 on their rookie contracts and on this football team. I do think, especially with Tyreek, they're investing in him, and they want to make it work. And Al Harris, I think, is high on him as a person and his skill set. So, and I am too. I want Tyreek Stevenson to be here because I believe in his talent, and I've seen it. But when you draft a guy like Zay Frazier in the 5th round, who's an older prospect, he's 24 years old. So, like, this isn't a guy that, needs to sit for 2-3 years. Like, you need to know pretty quick if he can play or not. What if he comes in? It's like, this guy's pretty good. He's already as good as Terell Smith. He's 6'3", runs a sub 4.4. He can play press man. We can utilize him as a gunner on special teams. I would not be completely shocked at all if at some point this season he's on the field getting some snaps at corner. Now, would it surprise me if he earned like the CB2 job out of camp? That would be surprising. But they drafted this guy for a reason. He's got really good ball skills. I think he's got a chance to be a starting corner in the NFL. And let's face it, I do think they want to make it work with Tyreek, 2nd-round pick. Terell Smith has shown flashes when he's gotten to play. But new staff, Ben Johnson said it, we don't have a depth chart right now. It's a pretty important few months for especially Tyreek Stevenson. But Terell Smith, too, to try and earn a starting job because, they can say there's no depth charts, and I get the sentiment. But we know Jalen Johnson's your CB1 and Kyler Gordon's your nickel. They are paid as such. But that CB2 job, I think Tyreek will get the first look, but he's going to have to go take that job. And I think it's going to go one of two ways for Tyreek. He's either going to be able to put it all together, have the right mindset and attitude, or that job's going to be up for grabs, and either Terell Smith or Zay Frazier could take it. And if that happens, like, Does Tyreek have a lot of value as a backup? Like I don't know if he does. So it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out over the next several months. And if he's not your week 1 starting CB2, then maybe you dangle him out there for a trade to a CB needy team. Who do you guys think will be CB2? Type 1 for Tyreek Stevenson. That's still where my vote's going. 2 for Terell Smith. I love him as a backup. He's a serviceable starter if you need him to be. Or Zay Frazier. Type 3 if you think it'll be him. But if Frazier impresses a lot, one of Stevenson or Smith, their role on this team could be somewhat in jeopardy. Okay, lastly, we got Roshan Johnson, which I think as of now would be a surprise trade, especially considering what Ryan Poles said about him recently, basically saying that the last staff misutilized him, and with the new offensive line, his physical style of play could be felt more within this offense. I don't know if he was trying to hype up his own guy or if he was just saying that since they didn't get a running back until the 7th round in Kiran Amegadjie. But a couple of ways where you could see this playing out. One, Amegadjie just beats him out, and Roshan Johnson's your third back. Well, you know Travis Homer's likely on this team, given his special teams value. And what if Ian Wheeler shows you enough that you'd rather keep him and give him a role on this team, or at least an opportunity? Or two, the Bears might still add a running back. I think that's at least a 50-50 chance that they end up signing a Nick Chubb or a J.K. Dobbins, or someone, there's a surprise cut out of training camp and they pick up that player. Maybe they trade for someone during training camp, depending on how things play out in certain running back rooms across the NFL. I think there's at least a 50-50 shot there is some sort of running back addition between now and week 1. And if there is, could that squeeze Roschon out, especially if they like what Amegadjie has done during the offseason program? I definitely think that's a possibility. We've talked about the year 2 decline. I do agree with Poles to an extent. I think some of that was just how they utilized him. He was basically just their goal line back, which, look, if it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, everybody knows you're running it. That's going to drive down your yards per carry, but still under 3 yards per carry, I don't care what your role is. That's pretty underwhelming. I think he's been underwhelming as a pass protector, which is what he was somewhat known as coming out. He was viewed as one of the better pass pro backs in that draft. So, kind of like a Tyreek Stevenson entering year 3, it's a big few months for Roshan Johnson, and the opportunity is there. They didn't draft a running back till the 7th round, so the opening to be the number 2 guy in a 1-2 punch with DeAndre Swift is absolutely still on the table for Roshan Johnson. Same thing if you're Kiran Amegadjie. Hell, if you're Ian Wheeler, I'm looking at this like, hey, I can make this football team. So it's going to be exciting to see how this room shakes out. It's, keep an eye on an addition here at some point. I don't think necessarily in the near future, but between now and week 1. And, if they do add somebody, that probably means they don't feel comfortable with guys like Roschon, and maybe Amegadjie isn't quite ready as a rookie. All right, there you have it. 5 surprise trade candidates. I know the comments are going to be fired up on this one. Braxton Jones, Javon Dexter, Tyrique Stevenson, Terell Smith, and Roshan Johnson. Just some scenarios that I presented for you guys where you could see it becoming a possibility. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Again, we will be live this afternoon at 4 o'clock Central Time, so subscribe, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you then. Bear down.